This season for Generation Next, we have partnered with YouthBuild, an organization that helps young people who aspire to improve their lives but lack the resources or the skills. Hey, Bobbi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jay?
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. What happened to all this plumbing here?
I've never seen anything like this before. There's already rot going on in that trunk.
So what have you found up here?
Well, a bit of a surprise.
It's really the classic plumber's lament.
Nice.
It's 5 bathrooms, it's a kitchen, it's a full new mechanical. It's going to be a biggie.
Sounds like you guys have a plan.
I think we do.
Money's in the detail.
That is beautiful. Hi there, I'm Kevin O'Connor, and welcome back to This Old House and our triple decker here in this Dorchester neighborhood of Boston. Triple decker, 1 unit on each floor, and the units are pretty spacious and flexible. In this unit, you can see the middle room right here. It's going to become a bedroom. We're framing in for a closet right there. But you could convert this to extended living space, so it connected right here with the front parlor, which is going to be a nice room with the bay windows. Now, on this floor, the third floor, they have decided to go with 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. There is a front staircase shared by all 3 units. And what's great about these triple deckers is not only are they flexible, but they're efficient to build. And that's because the floor plan for each level is identical to the others. So out back, we have got a deck, 3 levels stacked on top of each other. Here's another middle bedroom. There's another front parlor with 3 windows. And each one of these units has got a kitchen and a bathroom perfectly stacked on top of each other so that the plumbing runs from the 3rd floor down to the basement right in a straight line. Because this is a shared staircase, the one big difference with the 1st floor is this entry vestibule. Everyone comes through here, including Mr. Silva. Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
So this thing needs some love, huh? Original door, probably?
I think it might be the original door. You know, look at it, it's in trouble when I open it. First of all, you can't open it all the way. It hits the floor.
So that one's sort of dropped down.
Right, and it's kind of busted up here.
Oh yeah, it's separating right there.
So we got to try to fix that. Now, this isn't part of the insurance settlement, but we got to fix this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Right.
Front door and all.
Yeah.
And we've got some new help too,
I
right?
got some new help. Let's see. Come on outside and I'll introduce you. All right, Kevin, let me introduce you to our new helpers here, Bobbi and Jay.
Hey, Bobbi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jay?
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. So I hear you guys came to us from YouthBuild, local organization here. And do you guys live locally?
Yes, I live in Roxbury. It's about a mile away.
Yeah.
And I live in Jamaica Plain, next neighborhood over.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. All right.
Short commute.
Short commute. Well, I want to hear more about your story, but I'm going to learn that in a little bit. Right now, you're going to be working with Mr. Silva. You're in good hands, but I want to say welcome to the This Old House crew.
Thank you.
And if you got any nice tools, keep your hands on them because this guy's...
All right, so what we want to do is, it's so cold out here, we want to put a layer of insulation around the bottom, try to keep the dampness down. I mean, it's like -6 today. It's really cold, and we're going to do this door. So let's see if we can get the insulation. We're going to stand it up just loosely, and we'll take it down and bring it inside when we need it.
Generation Next has been an important initiative here at This Old House for the past few seasons, and we are committed to bringing new people into the building trades. Our apprentices have graduated our program and gone on to do great things. Kevin Barker has become a very accomplished finished carpenter. Catherine Fulton is studying construction management in Florida with a focus on green building. And one of our first apprentices, Nathan Gilbert, has a construction company with his father, and on the side, he got a job on a little DIY TV show. This season for Generation Next, we have partnered with YouthBuild, an organization that helps young people who aspire to improve their lives but lack the resources or the skills. John Valverde is the CEO of YouthBuild. YouthBuild, tell me about the organization.
YouthBuild supports young people aged 16 to 24 who are no longer in school and not working, and we re-engage them in education, construction training, and other career pathways, and leadership development so they can become the next greatest version of themselves.
So this has been going on for a while for you guys.
This is 43 years now. We were founded in East Harlem in 1978, and we asked young people, if you had adult support, what would you do to improve the community? And they said, we'd take back those abandoned buildings, we'd rehab them, and we'd create affordable housing for our community. So YouthBuild affordable housing is how our construction skilled trades component was started.
I ended up getting in YouthBuild through my high school.
What'd they have you doing? How quick did you catch on? Like right away? Were you after it or what?
I mean, probably like, I felt like it was a lot of work in the first day, but I'm like, nah, you know, this is for me. So probably like in the first week.
And what do you like about it?
Just him and stuff, you know. I was like, I don't know, it's like, just building and like getting the satisfaction of like after you get something done, saying, oh, I did that, you know, you feel proud of yourself.
So first I started off doing security for 5 years. Started getting like depressed with it, like, what am I doing with myself? What can I do to better myself?
Do you have a preference? Which trade? Carpentry, electrical?
So just to take what I learned here to apply for a union job. I actually have an interview like next week with one, so I'm excited about that. And just to learn what I can about carpentry and better my skills. And that way, later on, probably 10 years from now, start my own carpentry business in general or probably electrical business.
Yep. Yeah. What do your buddies say when you tell them you're doing carpentry work?
How is it?
Yeah?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's good, you should get into it, you know. I always try to get into it, and I'm like, yeah, but, you know, I wake up at 5:30 every day. So, I mean, unless you're not trying to do that, you know, you gotta put your shoes right and, you know, work hard, man.
And what do they say when you tell them you gotta wake up at 5:30 and put your shoes right?
You're bugging. You're bugging.
What do they say?
You're bugging. That's what they do.
What does that mean?
Like,
you're crazy?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're bugging.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I have now. Like, just a couple months ago, I didn't know where I was gonna be, how I was gonna live my life. I thought I was just gonna rent forever, struggle forever, to now having a kind of steady job that is like, okay, I can see this going farther. Like, it's not temporary. I can see myself staying in it till I'm ready to retire, and I'm just very happy about that.
And what's the plan? 5 years, 10 years from now?
I hope to get enough experience so I could go and find a good job or end up joining the the union. And throughout that, I just want to gain more experience and more experience. My end goal is to get and build myself a company and expand and grow it. And just, yeah, that's my end goal.
Want to run your own company?
Yeah.
Construction company?
Yeah.
How long? 5 years, 10 years?
From now or like?
Yeah.
I'll give it around 10 years.
10 years?
8, 10 years.
Did you ever imagine you'd be maybe running your own business, being your own boss?
I never thought of that.
Yeah? How's that feel, to have like that goal in your head?
It feels overwhelming, but at the same time, I know I could do it. You know, I'm already starting, and I don't plan on stopping, so.
Bring it around. All right, so we want to get this joint pulled tight. If you look right here, you can see how they tried to fix the door. They actually use these nails right here. If I can get this out. All right, that is a corrugated nail. And that basically is the design. This has been stretched because it's pulled apart. But originally the corrugation will go like that. So when you drive this down, it actually pulls the two pieces of wood together and makes a nice joint. All right, now I'm just going to take this and force this into the joint. Now we'll put some in the crack here. Once I get the glue here, we'll tip it up and I'll get a little bit on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to try to clamp this together. And I'm going to use a strap clamp. All right, so now the benefit to the strap clamp is we can wrap the door around and it's going to put all the force on it and pull it together tight. Oh yeah, look at that. See that? Going right back in. Parallel clamp right down there on the floor, that wooden clamp. So I'm going to take this clamp and I'm going to make the two of them just on their parallel like that, all right? I want to open it up so the jar is a little bit wider on the front, so when I slide it in here, All right, so now I'm gonna put this in here, and you're gonna tighten that one right there, and that's gonna push this front up. When it pushes up, the joint tightens, and the clamp is parallel to each side. All right, so now we'll just see if we can clean this off a little bit. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a couple of these 8-inch framing screws. Notice how the thread doesn't go all the way down? You don't want the thread all the way down. This is the part that's gonna grab, and this part here is gonna allow this part of the wood to slip individually. So as I screw this through, the thread's gonna pull it through, pull it through, pull it through. Then when it gets into this part, the thread's gonna pull it into this is where we want the holding power. It's gonna pull it through, and this is gonna just slip. And then we're gonna pull that down, and then this little washer on the head should hopefully help push this together, and the thread will keep it tight. You ready to do this?
Yep.
All right, here's the screw gun. Let me move this over a little bit so you can get easy. So in the center, keep it level, nice and easy, don't force it. All right, you wanna give this second one a try? Now you heard everything I told them about keeping it level, right?
Yep, you said
You want to keep it level. You want to keep it lined up, straight line. Now always check your sight line. Use the pumping action. There, now, oh, did it seat? Yep, I think you're tight. All right, good. Now the only other thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a couple of 1.5-inch screws into the joint to keep this tight, all right? Drive it down. All right, Jay, you give it a try now. All right, let's bring it in, see how it fits.
Much better. Yeah.
Good.
Hey, Carol.
Hello.
I see you found Samantha. Samantha, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you're back at it again, right?
I'm back at it
I
again.
mean, you just did this, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the process?
No, I don't enjoy
yeah.
the process.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. We're going to make it easy for her.
She
though.
will make it easy for
Okay,
you.
that's good.
So we're going to start with talking about your floor,
Right.
second
Second floor.
Those are decisions. And
Right.
this is one of the candidates?
This is what I picked out.
Samantha, what have we got here?
So we have a traditional shaker door. This is a maple wood and a honey stain. And what's nice about this is it's still a contemporary look with the door style, but the honey stain really warms it up for that traditional look that she was going for.
Okay.
And then I think with the hardware, which we can decide later, we can either dress it up, keep it simple. It helps change the whole look a little bit.
Gotcha.
Right.
This is the decision. We're keeping this?
I think
Yes.
this is what we're going
This
with.
is what we're going with.
Then
Yep.
let's go on to the knobs, which I see that are down here beside me. This is, I guess for some people overwhelming, but for other people, they like the choices.
Yeah, I find this one of the hardest decisions to make in a kitchen because it
knobs.
really can change the look. But I
Right.
think Carol had a real direction of what she was going with the style. I suggested we maybe do a champagne finish. She wanted something that was a little different but not too far out there. So we were looking at a champagne finish, a brushed nickel, and then a polished chrome.
So I don't hear anything from these two boards right here. Did you rule out these two?
I sort of ruled those two out.
These are sort of heavier and beefier, so if those are out, let me remove those and we'll focus on the ones that you've narrowed it down to.
Okay.
And what do you like about what you see here, Carol?
Well, I like this color with the honey. It doesn't like blend in that much, but it sort of stands out a little bit.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull that up there
Yep.
just to see it, for myself right there. So similar, but they will stand out.
Yeah, and I think this is going to go great with the granite she chose.
So this is what you're thinking, or this is what you've chosen for the countertops?
This is what I've chosen because I like the colors. Looks like a yellow, but it comes off looking gold, so it sort of matches the chosen color that I picked with the cabinet and the knobs.
And Samantha, you said granite, so natural material.
It's a natural stone, very durable though, and I think she's going to be able to have this for many years to come in great shape.
So granite and the honey finish, you're taking us back, Carol. I love it.
Taking us back where?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So if that's decided, then we need to move to the third floor, right?
Yes.
Carol, on the third floor, you're not sure who's going to be living there yet, right?
No, I'm not sure who's going to be living there. I don't know, as a tenant or family.
Right.
So I want to keep it a little neutral.
Okay, makes sense, right? You're not
Right.
quite sure what their tastes are going to be, so something
Exactly.
safe. What's safe and neutral for us?
Yeah, so we narrowed it down to this door. This is a painted white shaker door. And this
Okay.
is our most popular door style in the most popular color. Because like you said, a lot of people are doing white, but we feel that this is going to be a great neutral choice and it's not going to go out of style. It's a timeless option. And what's also great is this is locally made here. We make all the cabinet boxes, the drawer boxes. It's a 2-week lead time. So traditionally, yeah, a cabinet would be more of like an 8 to 10 week lead time.
Yeah.
But Carol can get this in 2 weeks. And because it's local, any lead time issues, it's not going to be a problem.
2 weeks is awesome. That's great
That
for
is
Charlie.
great, yes.
Okay, so with this, you're still going to have to pair it with hardware.
Right.
Are we in this board now, or are we back to this board?
Well, I looked at both.
Okay, and where did you
So-
end up?
I end up with 2 choices, this one or this.
Okay, so more traditional look right here, and that's sort of a brushed matte look? What is
Yeah, that's a brushed finish, brushed on nickel.
brushed on nickel versus clearly more contemporary here, both in the shape and the sort of glossy, what do you guys call that?
Yeah, that's a
Polished?
polished finish,
Polished,
exactly.
okay.
Well, I sort of went with this one.
You sort of went with.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
You don't
quite
seem
sure.
like sort of kind of person.
No, I thought out of the 2,
Yeah.
I like this one better.
Okay.
So I
Samantha,
think we're
do
doing.
you agree?
Yeah, I think we're going to do all the warm tones in Carol's kitchen, and then we'll cool it up upstairs with the white and the polished chrome, and then.
And just pulls, or is there a matching knob?
No, I went with just pulls.
So that'll be on the drawers and the doors.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And decision made.
Decision made.
Gotcha. So what about the countertops for this? How do we go neutral and safe there?
I think what we're going to do is do a quartz top because that's super durable, and depending on who's going to live there, you won't have to worry about maintenance.
Right.
And what have you narrowed those down to?
2 choices
The ones behind us?
behind us.
Okay. Samantha, what am I looking at here? You said quartz. So this is natural material but made by man into these big slabs.
Yeah, so it's a fully man-made material. It's a little bit of quartz mixed in with a lot of different products,
and
which I
stuff.
don't have off the top of resins, yes. This is the classic ivory color, and behind you is the Nile. So very neutral in undertones, but this one has a little bit more movement to it, a little bit more pops of color. So we wanted to narrow it down. Couldn't really finalize it yet.
So that's, sort of a white on ivy.
Yes.
Very muted, very safe. And then, Carol, this is, what'd you say, Nile? This is the white on the Nile.
I like that better. A little bit more color.
Like it better enough to make a decision.
Yes. If I had a choice, I would go with the Nile.
You do have a choice, but it sounds like the Nile is it, so.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, I like working with you. You make your decisions quickly. And Samantha, thank you. Beautiful showroom, lots of information, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming down. This was fun.
We'll take that in 2 weeks, please.
Okay, great.
Now, there, see? Look at that. All right, good.
This building has 3 floors, 3 sets of utilities, gas and electric. And it needs 3 separate HVAC systems. Now each floor has got, 6 or 7 rooms. And typically, there is never any space to hide the ductwork. And this is 3 floors we got to do in it. So James Bouchard has the task of fixing this system, right? Figuring it all out.
Yep.
You guys do a ton of this stuff in the city.
All the time. So we chose a high velocity mini duct system with modular components so we
we've
could bolt
used it
them all
before,
together.
right.
Yep, we use them all the time. So the nice thing is the compact size, and on top of that, we can bolt it together in tight spaces as needed and bring them up so you're not lugging large pieces of equipment through buildings.
Right.
And everything like that.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't fit them up through the crawl spaces. Yeah.
Crawl spaces, staircases, you name it, everywhere
All
in the
right,
city.
so take us through. This is the first section. Air comes across.
So room temperature return air is going to come through this heating coil here, where it's going to be heated from a boiler downstairs with these 2 hydronic connections here. Then
So that means heated water is going to come through here with a pump, pushing it up through, back and forth, back here, and then it'll get heated as it goes into the room.
Exactly. And then when not in heating mode, we have our cooling coil where basically the 3 condensers are going to be tied in outside through line sets
Yeah.
on the copper connections.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
tie the cooling coil in, so they'll have full cooling capacity as well. And then as it passes through the cooling, we have the blower, which is then from there going to turn the air into high static pressure
And push it out to the system.
through the entire mini duct system throughout the house.
So this is pretty interesting. Now this thing can actually stack horizontally like this.
It's so versatile throughout the city for these small spaces that we can put it vertical, horizontal, anywhere we really need to. It's very beneficial to have a
Cool.
system like this.
So where are we going to hide this?
Let me show you. So we had this small room that wasn't very useful, so we decided to make it a mechanical/laundry room. And the machine can be hung up in the ceiling above all the equipment, so it's accessible, it can be worked on.
Right.
The great thing about the size and the weight of this is 2 guys, a couple of guys can get it right up in place, no issues, without having to bring in mechanical lifts, and also chewing up all of your closet space.
All right, so there it's hung. Now I love seeing this. You got these vibration isolation pads. You know, anytime you have a mechanical device that's going to have a blower, you worry about giving sound transmission through the building. So that'll do a nice job. So with a conventional system, the air handler would be larger, but so too would the ductwork, because it has a different air delivery. Conventional has low static pressure, low push, which means the ductwork has to be larger.
Instead of having one of these, you would have 2 7-inch round
What, a
ducts.
supply and a return?
A supply and a return for each room.
Right. The key to the system is the sound attenuator. It's really the last mile before the air enters the room. Down inside you can see this spun nylon fiber, and that actually is a muffler to really eat up the sound of air velocity. Without it, you could have a whistle, and this system, properly installed, is quiet.
So the ductwork's complete on the 2nd floor. Let's take a look.
All right, great.
Awesome. So progress is moving along on this unit here, Richard. We're
Sure
basically
is.
mirroring upstairs. It's going to be the exact same setup.
Nicely done. I see the supply coming off here to a T going out this way, and the return air flex is in. Good.
Yep, exactly. Our return grill's right here, and it's actually going to sit right above this doorway, and this will be the one common return that they all pull back
With
to.
a filter right there. And you can really see now, really, what happens. You can fit the entire trunk and supply in what? Less than 5 inches, you've got an entire distribution system. Now the key to this system is to have the right number of attenuators, right number of supplies for every room. You know, in the old days we used to have one for every 8 by 10 area.
Exactly. You should do a calculation, but roughly, yeah, about that number per.
Okay, so you've got 2 in this room. You've got here on the high sidewall right here coming out here, but they could be out of the ceiling or out of the floor, because when that air is on, it's going to send a stream of air this way that'll make the rest of the air in the room blend together, and that really makes the temperature homogeneous.
Exactly. On a standard low pressure system, we found that you get about a 5 to 7 degree temperature differential, and with this high pressure system, you get about a 1.5 degree temperature differential. And it also helps cut back on drafts because of that positive pressure, so the space is much more comfortable than a low pressure standard system.
Well, thank you for your help. It really seems like the right solution, and it seems like we have the right team to do it.
Perfect.
So good. So next week, we're going to talk about putting fire sprinklers into this building. You won't want to miss it. Until then, I'm Rich Trethui
I'm James Bouchard.
for This Old House. Let's get back to work. Come on.
Next time on This Old House.
So we're thinking this subway and doing some sort of like a mosaic accent in the middle of it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right, guys, now you're gonna laugh at me when I say these are beautiful floors, but there's holes in these floors and we're gonna patch them.
That's a bad sound.
That's a bad sign.
This needs to be repaired.
Yep.
You have gotten ahead of us here.
I did a little, yes.
Here, give this one a tap. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.